Today, I want to start with Chris Iannetta first. That decision, did you see that coming? Was that part of what was the decision for designating for seven?
Well, with CI, first of all, what a great Rocky, right? When I was on the other side, in the other dugout, watching him, come up as a young player, liked what I saw, and obviously that continued through his stay in the big leagues. And even coming back, last year to be part of our playoff team and being very instrumental with that group last year, helping the pitching staff, the veteran presence. Really, really proud of what he brought to our club. And, we told him that last night when we told him. So, moving forward, we just felt as though, where Chris was, this season and potentially what we have, going on here these last 7 weeks, it was probably the time to see what Dom could do here, give Dom some exposure, to the big league game, and put our eyes on Dom. He's been in spring training now for a couple years with us. He knows our group, knows the coaching staff, has caught every one of these pitchers at some point, whether spring training or in the minor leagues. So it was a hard decision, but in baseball sometimes you got to make tough calls, and we made it. So we wish Chris the best. Like I said, man, what a great Rocky.
With Dom, what do you expect playing time for a guy like this, especially if you want to see quality at bats and opportunity? But you have Tony.
Sure. Well, I still think Tony's going to catch most of the games. How we break it up. Will be determined going forward. But, Tony's, established himself as a very, very fine catcher. And he's getting better. And he's done a great job so far this year with our group. And really happy with, what he's done offensively. Some of the changes he's made with Mags and Sally on the hitting side has proven to be productive. So, and he's growing as a catcher, with game calling and all the intricacies of going with that demanding position. He's done a really good job. So with Dom, again, like I said, he's been in spring training with us. He knows he knows my expectations. He knows Mike's expectations from that position. And I think he's ready for the challenge. Talking to our AAA staff and our minor league people, they feel that Dom's ready to come up here and show what he can do. So it's an opportunity for another young player to, get his potential big league career going, and we'll see how it goes. But again, tonight, Major League debut, great stuff. You guys know how I feel about that. I love debuts. So hopefully Dom and Jeff tonight can together, put up a good pitching performance.
With the timing of it, you mentioned wanting to get eyes on Nunez. Is there a reason why you didn't just wait till September to call him up and see him? Is there something that precipitated it now?
No. I just think that, where Chris was, we felt the timing was good.
Buddy, given some of the departures both in the offseason and this season of some veteran players, how do you feel like the clubhouse has responded to that in terms of a leadership perspective?
Not quite sure what you mean.
There's Iannetta, Parra, Cargo, those were key kind of clubhouse guys
Sure.
that kept it going. How do you feel the team's responding?
I think, every year is different. There's always a natural turnover of personnel. You look at the Diamondbacks, right? They just made a move just the other day with one of their veteran players, one of the best players in the game, in Zach Greinke, and Goldsmith, right? I mean, there's players on the move all the time. So that is not anything new to all 30 teams. As it relates to our group, we feel as though, where Nolan is in his career, where Charlie is, where Trevor is becoming, Daniel Murphy, Ian Desmond, Wade Davis, a lot of very good veteran players. Trevor, Oberg, those guys starting to get into that status. So I think we're fine in a position of veteran leadership and character guys.
Jon Gray's ankle, is that from running the bases?
No, the other day in San Diego, John was coming down the steps and stairs in San Diego in the dugout and slightly slipped and twisted his ankle. continued to pitch. During the course of the game, ran to first base on that was a bunt or I can't remember exactly the play, but he was fine. Later that night, after the game was over, started to get a little swelling. Next day, a little bit more tender and swollen. A little bit better each and every day since his last start. Threw on the side Sunday. But we felt just to be cautionary was to push him back. He's still a little tender and a little swollen.
When is he going to start again?
He's going to start this weekend, either Friday or Saturday, where he's going to throw another bullpen session tomorrow, and then we'll slide him in either Friday or Saturday. If we slide him on Friday, he'll have a few extra days of rest for leading up to Friday, and then it enables Herman and everybody else to get rest, which might aid these guys right now at this time of the year.
What's the move to get
Chi Gonzalez has been sent back to Albuquerque.
For Jeff Hoffman tonight, obviously it looks like a spot start. What do you want to see from him? What was the reports again from him?
Think back to Jeff's last start, in Washington, right? Came out, with a good live fastball. So my expectation is that, hopefully anywhere, 92 to 96, with his normal velocity, and hopefully good solid strikes, command of the fastball. The hook's going to be imperative to get it in the strike zone when he throws it and below the strike zone for chase. The changeup should come into play as well. So fastball curve change expectation of making pitches. I talked to Dom earlier. Obviously Dom has caught Jeff numerous times this season, so nothing new there. They know each other. Dom knows his stuff. We know Jeff. So we'll try to get it together. With those two guys. When this airs, all those meetings will already have taken place, and hopefully, Jeff can, get us back on track with a good start.
Anything else? Thanks, buddy.
Okay, guys.